So if you want to cash in your pension pot and buy a hot air balloon, you crack on. What does the midlife crisis look like in 2025? Because I'm 43 and I must be overdue for one by now. And if I'm going to have to fork out for a Maserati and start shagging a 22-year-old yoga instructor, I will need a few months' notice to draw up some kind of budgeting plan. Who's having midlife crises anymore? Did you know that the whole concept of a midlife crisis was brought to us by a Canadian psychologist in 1965, Elliot Jacks, who wrote that at the age of 35, the individual has stopped growing up and has begun to grow old. Last year, I quit my full-time job at a university to be a writer and a podcaster, and I will admit that once upon a time, such decisions might have been looked upon as a midlife crisis. But given the fact that the entire higher education sector is also in a crisis, I think that this was an eminently sensible decision. Not that Jax was talking about me anyway. His work is far more concerned with men than it is with women, who he largely dismisses as being emotional and menopausal. And the midlife crisis has been associated with men ever since. They get a sports car, and we get a HRT patch and vaginal dryness. Brilliant. The midlife crisis, if it ever existed, is not a thing anymore. So if you want to cash in your pension pot and buy a hot air balloon, you crack on. I wouldn't call that a crisis. I would call that a very sensible reaction to current global events. If anything, I'd call it a middle-aged renaissance.